Patra. We are from SMK TAEE, Sarawak, Malaysia.
So Ivy, what is climate change?
Yeah, Ivy, what is climate change mean?
It is a change in global original climate patterns, in particular, a change in apparent from the mid to late 20th century onwards, and attributed largely to the increased levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide produced by the use of
Fossil fuels.
Oh, really?
Oh, I see.
wow.
Human activities can also change climate and are presently driving climate and change toward global warming. First, there is no general agreement in scientific, media, or policy document as to the precise term to be used to refer to anthropogenic force change. Either global warming or climate change may be used. Second, the first describes the average effect on a global scale, whilst the second describes how different geographical regions are affected differently.
Climate change is happening. Here in Southeast Asia, we neither have the time nor the luxury to be debating whether it's real or not. It's real. Climate is changing for the worse and humans are responsible for it. Scientists have long known that greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane absorb infrared radiation. With so much more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere since the Industrial Revolution, less of the sun heat is escaping back into space. For the Earth gets warmer and warmer.
Greenhouse gases. Some gases in the Earth's atmosphere act a bit like a glass in a greenhouse, trapping the sun's heat and stopping it from leaking back into space. Many of these gases occur naturally, but a human activity is increasing its concentration of some of them in the atmosphere. In particular, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. The most commonly produced greenhouse gases is the carbon dioxide, and it is responsible for 64% of man-made global warming. The concentration in the atmosphere is currently 40% higher than it was when the industrialization began. Other greenhouse gases are emitted in smaller quantities, but they trap heat far more effectively than the carbon dioxide, and in some cases, 1,000 of times more stronger. Methane is responsible for 17% of the man-made global warming, meanwhile nitrous oxide is responsible for 6%.
Next is rising emission. Burning coal and oil and gas produce carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide. Cutting down trees, deforestation, will adding to greenhouse effect. Next, increasing livestock farming. For an example, cow and sheep will produce large amount of methane when they digest their food. Fertilizer containing nitrogen produce nitrous oxide emission. Last but not least, fluorinated gases produce a very strong warming effect up to 23,000 times greater than CO2. Thankfully, these are released in small quantities and they are being phased down by EU regulation.
Global warming. The current global average temperature is 0.85 degrees Celsius higher than it was in the late 19th century. Each of the past 3 decades have been warmer than any preceding decades. Since records began in 1850, the world's leading climate scientists think human activities are almost certainly the main cause of the warming observed since the middle of the 20th century.
But there is little hope. For a start, at least we aren't living in a country where our leaders are openly denying climate change. The fact that our country is already living the effects of climate change makes the ignorance impossible.
Our source of information for this project is from Berita Awani on 2018.
The presentation, we all know that the climate change are caused by three
Global warming,
greenhouse gases, rising emissions.
That's all from us. Thank you.